So it is Monday morning, and as is the case with all things in life, nothing is guaranteed. One thing is guaranteed, that if something can go wrong in one way or another, it probably. So this is how my Monday started off, with a flat tire. And I do not know what I did with the piece that was in there, but it was this weird, awkward, long metal piece that might be in the house, man. So I ended up taking it. I think I put the piece in the house, but the one thing I'm happy about is the fact that I actually do all of my shipping the night before. I only got a few more items that I actually need to ship. If I needed to, worst come to worst, my storage unit is far enough away that I could walk. Probably take about 20-25 minutes to get there. I'm waiting right now on AAA. They're going to tow me up to the tire shop. I actually needed some new tires anyway. I'm not getting them new though, forget that. I'm gonna get a nice pair of Continentals. They like altogether like $260. I'm not putting no more money into that vehicle right now, so it's just one of those things that kind of forced my hand to do now. But it just, and I drove home last night, nothing was wrong. So I don't know if it happened in my driveway, I'm walking up and down looking, or if it happened somewhere else and just leaked out overnight. This is how I'm getting started, man. I got a few more things that I want to talk about today. I want to wrap up, but show must go on. Look, you're gonna have difficulties in life sometimes, man. Things ain't gonna go your way. This is one of the reasons why I try to be preemptive in getting things done, and early, because nobody wants to wait till the last minute. Now, what if this would have happened? I had to do all my orders. Like, it would have just been a real headache to figure out. But let's go over to the unit. I actually found the piece that was it's this. Yep. And it's not even sharp. That's the thing. It was in the tire up to about basically right here. It's crazy. This, don't even know where it came from. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Today is the weekend wrap up. It's Monday, the 30th, of course. Halloween's tomorrow. So let's get right into it. As far as sales go, not that bad on the weekend. Had about 125, and there's a reason why I'm having less, and I'm going to tell you about that, because I've been thinking about some things, and I am going to be making some changes going forward for my business. So get into that in a minute. As far as sales go, Walmart's been the same. It's Walmart. The good thing is this weekend, no oversells. Thank you. Golly, man. No oversells. So that's good. It's progress. And Amazon's Amazon, of course. eBay. So I did an experiment with eBay, right? I didn't run a sale. Typically on the weekends, I run sales from Friday to Sunday night. So I didn't run a sale. Now, I didn't have any action from like maybe Thursday night, Friday morning, all the way until almost Saturday afternoon. I had one sale. So I'm thinking to myself like, wow, this is about to be a crap show, right? But I was tempted to start a sale, and I said, you know what? I'm gonna stick to the script, not run a sale. We're gonna see what happens. So go through Saturday, had a few sales come in toward the night. But the crazy thing is, not only did I not have no sales, there wasn't no watchers, there wasn't no nothing, right? So I'm like, all right, cool. But mind you, I still got items going live every day. I even increased that because I'm trying to get all this stuff up, right? So I even increased that. Typically I have 3 or 4. Now I'm at 10 plus items going up a day on eBay. So I'm like, all right, used to be not in the not too distant past, if I had 10 going up, especially for my store, I would have 10 or more sales a day. I would have 10 or more sales. Whatever amount I had going up, I would usually almost always, not every day, but I would almost always have at least that amount, if not more sales per day. It ain't even nowhere near that now. Nowhere near it. And so that's my thing. And this is why I can understand what James is saying when James, my boring resale life, when he talked about, I just was listening to his video earlier, and he was talking about how he had the one day this weekend where like the floodgates open, you get all these sales, and then all of a sudden nothing. It's like my items can't be desirable today, but not tomorrow. That's the only thing, is the inconsistency. Like, how are you supposed to know? I mean, if you've been doing this for a while, you know. But if you haven't, how are you supposed? You can't even judge right now what items are desirable or not if you're new, because eBay's not working right. I think that's the most frustrating part. Even for us veterans who've been selling on the platform for a while, if you come across something different or anything, it's like, what's the sell through? Because things ain't working right. So I don't know. But anyway, going into Sunday, it picked up. And so I finished on eBay with, I think, 18 sales. So now, still less than what I'm used to doing. However, it's about what I did last week, and I ran a sale last week. So what started off as looking crappy ended up, but I don't know about the whole weekend, because I got to say some of those sales actually came in today, this morning, and I just shipped them out all at the same time. So either way, from Friday all the way until I got done shipping today, those sales came in, and it was about 18. So that's without running the sale. So here's what I'm thinking. Right? I think I'm going to try to do one of two things. I'm thinking maybe for the holidays, except maybe Black Friday, I don't run any sales and I increase my promoted listings. Maybe I do something like promoted dynamic with a 10% cap and see how that works. I don't know. I might do that, but I think for sure for the holidays, I'm going to increase my promoted, whether or not I run sales or not. I'm just going to have to be mindful if I do run a sale or use a coupon of how much that is. But I do think that for the holidays, we about to start November, at least from November all the way through December, maybe even January, I'm going to increase my promoted listings for sure. I want more visibility, and if that's the cost of it, I think I'm willing to pay that. So that's what I'm going to do. So eBay, I don't know, man. I don't know. But that does lead me into some changes I'm going to be making, which is, so one thing I'm realizing is that I'm not going to reach my full sales goal this year of doing $300,000 in sales. In part, that's due to eBay, but not really in large part. Look, my sales is down 30% on eBay right now. 30%, that's crazy. That's crazy. For no good reason. There's no good reason for me to be down 30%. And it doesn't, anyway. I'm not going to reach that goal, but eBay is not the reason I'm not going to. eBay make it harder for me, but it's not enough of an amount that I'm short for it to not. The reason is that selling what I'm selling, it's hard to keep up and be able to do anything else. So 100, 200 orders. And I know coming into November to December, I'm going to be doing almost 300 orders a day by myself. I already told y'all why I don't want to hire nobody. But I'm not going to make it selling what I'm selling. If I can, but it's just, I'll just be doing too much. And I don't want to keep doing it. So I don't want to hire nobody. So the only other solution is to use more FBA and fulfilled by Walmart, which is what I'm going to start doing. So I just started that. I sent in like 3 boxes last week to Amazon. I got more stuff that I'm separating now. A lot of the stuff that I already have here, I'm pulling out and I'm sending in to Amazon and or Walmart. And my goal for next year is to do the majority fulfilled by Walmart and Amazon. I'm just going to, I don't have a solid number for this, and it'll take a lot of math, and it's hard to figure this number out. But the way I look at it is, based on the amount that I might have an employee, and I would have to pay an employee, I think that cost is probably going to be about the same, if not cheaper, just having Walmart and Amazon fulfilled orders. And not only that, it'll sell faster. So here's another reason why I'm doing this. And here's where you got to notice the trends and what's going on the platforms and what's going on with your competition. So on Walmart, it used to be if Walmart had to buy a box or another seller had to buy a box, I could still jump them by price. Typically, you will have to lower your price by anywhere from 15 to 20%. Now with Walmart, it's definitely going to be 20% and you can jump them in a buy box. Same thing with the other sellers. Sometimes I could get away with 15, but it'd be between 15 and 20 if I could still undercut them and make a profit, a good enough profit. So that's the percentage. That used to work pretty much just like that. Now that's not working. Also, Walmart is putting more emphasis not only on items that are fulfilled by Walmart, but also on delivery times, like your transit times. So now if somebody's doing fulfilled by Walmart, it's automatically going to be faster. Good luck getting that buy box. That's just probably not going to happen until they sell out. I'm noticing my competition, more and more of those sellers are having more and more items fulfilled. So these were sellers that I always keep an eye on, and I was able to get in front of them in a lot of ways. I can't now. I'm looking at multiple listings across multiple different types of items, and it's the same few sellers. And so I'm realizing, like, if I want to stay in the competition and if I want to be able to continue to move my items faster, because they may sell, but they probably won't sell until those other sellers sell out. And I don't know how many units they got. So now I got to do the same thing. I'm going to have to start sending more items in. And that's just the name of the game. That's just the name of the game. So it works out for me because anyway, I was going to do it because I know for this coming year, in order for me to reach my revenue goals and more, I'm going to have to leverage those platforms for filling my orders and deal with the costs, because I don't really want an employee. Now, if it gets to the point where I'm still doing all that and I need somebody to help me do shipments, that'll be another thing. I'm still going to fulfill some orders myself on some items. I'm still going to have eBay going, right? I'm not giving up on eBay because it has its uses and purposes. But that's what I decided, man. And I'm going to put more emphasis and more of my time and energy into doing FBA, fulfilled by Walmart. And as far as eBay goes, I am going to, and I have been pulling down items, slower sell through items. I've been pulling down lower dollar amount items. Not all, but some. And there's certain items that I've noticed that although they sell, excuse me. Let me get some water, guys. Hold up. There's certain items that I noticed that although they sell fast on Walmart and Amazon, or people buy multi-quantities, on eBay, they get no traction. None. And so for those types of items, I'm not even going to list on eBay anymore unless maybe it's a lot that's a certain amount and I sell super cheap. So for eBay, I'm going to be looking to source different types of items than I've been sourcing to put on there. There's some things, since I do buy pallets, that I can't sell on Amazon or Walmart for various reasons, right? Some of the stuff I'm gated in. Walmart even does gating, so some of the stuff you maybe can't get ungated in, so it has to go on eBay. And then some of the stuff, the condition isn't perfect, and so it still have to go on eBay. But where I have those situations, I'm going to try to create lots when I can, and because I've been having some success with lots of items that typically sell cheaper per unit. If I put a bunch of them together and I sell them really cheap and just blow them out and get them out of there, I'm willing to do that just to turn and burn and get rid of it. So my plan going forward from here on out, all the way into 2024 for eBay is, because I don't know what's going on with them, but I do know things are still selling, and I'm just noticing a certain pattern with them of emphasis on higher dollar items and higher sell-through items. And that's just a fact. I've been selling some older items and I have been selling some lower dollar items, but when I look at the things that have been selling for me, it's been higher dollar items with higher sell-through, and that's, I don't know. Maybe that'll change. Who knows? Who knows? I don't even want to go down that rabbit hole right now, but I'm just going to kind of do what I got to do, and if I see what's working and what the algorithm is catching on to faster, for whatever reason that may be, then I got to go down that road until something else changes, right? And as far as Amazon and Walmart go, my competition is using more or leveraging more and more those services are fulfilled by Walmart and Amazon, and it's getting them to buy a box more often. It's harder and harder for me to kind of jump them. So now I got to do the same thing if I want to continue to stay competitive. And so that's just some of the things you got to kind of think about, man. So I know you've seen that beginning video. That's kind of how my day started. Coming off a weekend, and I just really wasn't in the mood this morning. Here's the thing though. That's how it is sometimes. Look, it's the end of the night right now. I'm making this video for y'all. I ain't really get a lot done. I had to get some more tires. I ain't get no new ones. I went to a car shop and I bought a set of used ones. It ended up costing me like $260. I ain't about to spend no full $500-600 on no tires right now. Plus, I don't even know if I want to keep that vehicle for another year. So they still had good tread. I just did, but it's just like I got my jar broke. I come out to a flat tire, and in some ways I kind of felt demoralized just after all of that, and I just had to keep my mind right. I really didn't get much done today at all. Dealing with that, had to wait for AAA, tow the vehicle, get the tires, all of that. I don't know. But this is part of what reselling is. Not just reselling, just life period, right? And this is where I think some people can lose it, where life still happens and things can make you depressed, things can make you frustrated. You have to address certain things before you can even get to your business. And by the time you get to your business, you really just don't want to do it. That's kind of how I feel today. Like, by the time I got done, I'm just like, I really don't want to do it. I don't want to do nothing. But what can I say, man? Show must go on. But that's how I started off, and I didn't get nothing done. I got things shipped out, and I started that late, of course, because I had no choice. And I didn't do anything else I wanted to do. And I could stay here late and do it, but I'm not. I'll just come in tomorrow. But anyway, let's get into the rest of the video. But yeah, so that's what my plans is. I'd like to know what you guys got planned, how things been going. I know just from listening, eBay's still eBay. Competition is changing, though. The competition is changing. If you ain't got a good pulse on the flow of traffic when it comes to how other sellers are moving, how the platforms are going, where you see, I think one of the most important things that people kind of don't pay a lot of attention to is, what are the bigger sellers that do more sales than you? What do you see them doing? Yeah, we kind of look at our competition, but I think a good sign of the direction things will go and how things will change, a good indicator of that is what the bigger sellers are doing more of and less of. So like the Walmart thing, when I see more sellers doing more of fulfilled by Walmart and less, that tells me I got to change that. When I see more sellers utilizing A over B or doing less of C, I probably need to start making that change. Because if you don't, then all you do is you give them more and more time to get ahead of you and put yourself more and more behind the 8 ball for eBay. If we see that we having issues, and irregardless of what the issues might be on eBay, if we see that eBay is giving preference to certain types of items, at least for now, we may need to start moving more towards those certain types of items. And I know that that's easier said than done, for sure. Like me trying to move towards items that would do better on eBay just for me, I ain't going to do that overnight. But I do know enough to know that a lot of these things that are going on with eBay are probably going to continue. And what do I mean by that? Maybe not necessarily glitches, but I'm talking about the sorts of items and things that eBay are showing deference to or giving preference to. I don't think that's going to change a lot. I really don't. So that is what it is. Had a couple things written down. As far as that vehicle situation with my truck, something I wanted to say about that. So one of the things that I do, and this is kind of unrelated to reselling, but it is related. One of the things I do this in the beginning of the year. I have a vehicle fund. And so me and my wife kind of like work this out where we got a vehicle fund and we keep a certain amount. There's been years when I've gone through that whole fund when we had multiple issues with big issues or had to even buy another vehicle. But that vehicle fund always, I can't tell you, man, it always comes in handy, whether it's repairs you got to get just to pass inspection. Because we all know, man, don't let it make you more anxious than getting your vehicle inspected. Unless it's a brand new vehicle, when the inspection's coming up, you be there like, Man, biting your nails like, I hope this thing, I swear to goodness they better not come back. I just had an inspection that cost me like $1,400, yo. I don't even want to talk about it, but a vehicle fund. We keep a certain amount of money set aside that's specifically to address vehicle repairs, and it has always, always, always come in handy. If some of y'all, and it don't even matter, you can put 500, you can put 1,000. If you got a significant other, maybe both of y'all put 5 each, both of y'all put 1,000 each. Heck, if you get taxes back, when tax season comes, if you get a refund, we usually do it with a refund. So we'll take a certain amount of money out of our refund and then just set it to the side. This year, of course, I'm going to take that and I'm going to put it in my money market account, and I'm going to just mark down how much that difference is, and I'm going to let that help collect some of the interest on what we already collecting. And then if a vehicle repair come up or we need something done, we just kind of go ahead and then pull it. So that comes in handy. I could tell you what, man, it cuts down on the anxiety, because ain't nothing worse than knowing you got a vehicle issue that you might not have the money to fix, but you still got to live life and get to work and do this and that, and you need your vehicle. Like that can add a lot of stress and depression. But that was just a side note I wanted to mention. Something else I wanted to mention too, and this is just some regular news. I don't know if you guys seen this. So Bonanza. So Bonanza wants to make shipping labels mandatory for you to have to buy your label through them. Now look, it says, and this is an article on e-commerce bites. It says sellers who choose not to print shipping labels through Bonanza will pay an additional $2 in fees. The marketplace justified the policy by telling sellers it will make their lives easier. Our USPS, FedEx, and UPS labels will be automatically generated and available within your dashboard at the lowest prices available whenever there is a sale. Seamless. Note that no mainstream marketplace charges sellers a fee for not using shipping labels. First of all, where do they even come off trying to charge somebody for not using the shipping label on the platform that nobody really gets any sales on? These people got to be crazy, man. They about to lose the 5 people they got selling on there right now. Shoot. Bonanza CEO Quincy Faison responded to individual comments from sellers, noting in response, "If you are selling on Bonanza, we are giving a guarantee of the lowest shipping cost, or we will refund the difference." And I seriously doubt it's still going to be the lowest. If anything, it's going to be the same as all the other third-party platforms. He said, the $2 is a deposit on the label. Faison replied to another seller, "So if the label costs you $4, you have already paid $2. You will not be charged anything more." So what they're saying is, when you get a sale, they're automatically taking $2 out extra, right? So let's say you sold something for $5. Well, something like that, right? So if they're going to automatically debit $2, I guess, right? And if you buy the label from them, then that $2 will be credited to the price of the label. But if you don't get the label from them, then you're charged $2 for not getting the label from them. Yeah, that's just nonsensical. So I don't know. I guess they want to lose their last 5 sellers on that platform, but I don't even know what makes them think that they got the leverage to be able to do something like that. It's crazy, man. What else? The other thing I wanted to bring up was, there's an article on here from Adobe, right? It says online prices declined in September according to data from Adobe. All right, so it says online prices in September 2023 fell 4.6 year over year, a 41-month low, according to Adobe, which tracks data through its Adobe Digital Price Index, DPI. It said the decline marked the 13th consecutive month of year-over-year price decreases. The Adobe DPI Index analyzes 1 trillion visits to retail sites and over 100 million SKUs across 18 product categories. Guys, that's a lot. That's a lot. It says it analyzes 1 trillion visits to retail sites, over 1 million SKUs across 18 product categories. Adobe found that online prices fell for the majority of Adobe's tracked categories, 12 of 18 on an annual basis in September. On a month-over-month basis, online prices were down 0.6%. September's year-over-year decline was driven by major discretionary categories, including appliances, down 7.6% year-over-year and 1.7% month-over-month, electronics, down 11.9% year-over-year and 1.5% month-over-month, and computers, down 12.2% year-over-year and 0.4% month-over-month. And then they got some other categories, and I'll show you all that real quick. And then there's all the categories. Electronics. There we go. Electronics, personal care, office supplies. All of them down. So, I mean, and there's some comments down there, but, I mean, I guess you can look at that, and that may explain some of the slowness on eBay, but it really doesn't, right? It really doesn't. Because even though those things are showing down sales, it's still not the same as if you sell on other platforms. I really think you have to actually be selling on other platforms to really, really, really understand the big difference in sales volume that is happening on eBay as opposed to these other platforms. It's ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. But anyway, that's how my weekend went. Wasn't too bad. I am making some changes. I got to leverage these other platforms, and which means I'm going to be sourcing more and more the types of items that sell that I can send in, because of course I need items that are in new condition. And eBay, I'm going to be changing the types of things I even put in my time into, and even the types of things that I sell on there, period. I think, not going to say gone are the days, because I don't think that's true. I just think there's just too many issues to keep trying to figure it out. Guys, it's about to be November. November. You got 2 months, and this crap is still happening. Why? And this ain't even just, it's items that other people got that sell too. So I don't know. It's just the inconsistency, but you got to figure something out, right? You got to figure something out. Anyway, look, you guys have a good night. Make sure tomorrow, if y'all going trick-or-treating or whatever, be safe out there and everything. And then I'll see y'all on Wednesday night on a live. If you're new to the channel, make sure you join me every Wednesday night, 6 o'clock, unless otherwise stated, unless I got something going on. But we will be doing one this Wednesday night at 6 o'clock. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, and hit the like button on this video, please. Oh, also, it's going to be timestamps. I'm going to start doing timestamps to make it easier, because these longer videos, sometimes some of y'all might not want to listen to everything, or you might want to see certain parts. So I'm going to start doing a timestamp down in the description. So if you just want to go to a certain part of the video, you can do that too. All right. I'll talk to y'all later. Have a good night.